the Nagel, and I am a single mum, and that is sometimes quite a challenging experience. It's absolute joy. I love my babies. They're not babies. Some very grown up sons and a small one as well. And I love parenting, but it is challenging and it is hard to be the kind of mum that I want to be a lot of the time because life gets in the way and it's really hard to always make the decisions and behave in the way that we want to be. So I've got this book to help me, the Daily Greatness Parents Journal, a practical guide for raising conscious kids and creating a happy home. And I'm going to start using this to help me to reflect on what I'm doing as a parent. And as you can see, it's beautiful, it's lovely and colourful, and it's huge. And I'm going to do a review of it for you. I haven't started using it yet, but I'm going to take you on a walk through it and see if it might be something that you would be interested in using for yourself as well. So watch on. I will be taking you step by step through the book and sharing my excitement at getting this book with you. So I'll see you in more. So here we have the Daily Greatness Parents Journal, and right from the start you can just tell just by when you open the packaging, this feels like this is going to be a real experience. This isn't just a book, this is an experience. When you touch it, it feels lovely to touch. The cover feels beautiful. There's lovely embossed lettering here, and it's a lovely colour. It's a big book. It's not handbag sized. It's the sort of book that you sit at your kitchen table, which is where I am now, with your cup of tea. I've got my chamomile tea here. You'd sit at your kitchen table in the mornings before the children get up, or in the evenings after they've gone to bed, and you work on your journal. It's not a diary that you take to work with you or that you carry around with you in your day. It's a sit down and take time and make time for this journaling experience kind of book. So the cover it feels like quality. So straight away you get the feeling that you're in for a quality experience here. Then I love the colours here. I love this sort of like, I don't know what's the type of fabric effect, but it looks very beautiful, and it gives you a feel for the kind of the hippie-ish, for want of a better word, vibe that there's going to be to this book. So on the first day, the first page, we have a commitment that we're going to make to ourselves in this book. This page here, it says, this Daily Greatness Journal belongs to, and then you put your name. And here's a commitment. On this day of, when you put the date in, I commit to practicing the concepts in this journal for becoming a conscious parent, raising conscious kids, and creating a happy home. And you sign it. Now this is really powerful, I think, because this isn't for anybody else. This isn't for your children. This isn't for your partner or for your mother or for anybody else. This commitment here is a commitment to you. It's you making a commitment to yourself that you are going to use this journal and that you're going to get the best out of it and that you're going to use it in the way that it's intended to be used. So I think there's a really powerful commitment here. Here we have the publishing information, and it also says here that if you can review the book on Amazon, and you can enter a monthly draw to win a free copy of, I guess, another one of their journals. And it also tells you that the foreword for this book is written by Dr. Shafali Sabari, and apologies if I pronounced the name wrong. And she is actually the reason why I wanted to buy this book, because I read her book, The Conscious Parent, a couple of years ago, and I thought it was a wonderful book. And it's one that I need to revisit, and I think having this journal is going to inspire me to revisit it, and it's also going to help me to fill out this journal and to work with this journal. It's a really powerful book, and if you haven't read that book, I highly recommend that you read the book. So, and I love this quote here. The real journey of becoming a parent happens when you embrace the experience with an open mind and a loving heart. And isn't that the way we all want to parent? I think so. It's certainly the way I want to parent anyway. So here's the foreword by Dr. Shefali. And in this, she's just talking about how she defines conscious parenting and why she thinks that this is the perfect tool to help you if you want to practice the concepts of conscious parenting, which if you bought this journal, you probably do. So here then we have a bit of an introduction into the concept behind the book, and this is talking about parenting and how that manifests for parents. This isn't a book about how to take care of children's food needs, how to take care of children's development needs. This is how to be a parent. It's about you. It's about the parent. It's about how to work with who you are and how to develop yourself so that you can be the parent that you want to be. Because we all have ideas of how we want to be as a parent, and what we think our children need and what we think our children need from us. And very often we find that we're not living up to our own standards. That's what this book is for. So it talks about the parenting journey. And I will admit I haven't had a chance to read through all this yet. I just wanted to share this book with you now as new. So as you will get this when you open it up, this is how it is for me. So you've got a couple of paragraphs here on the parenting journey and how, it changes you. Personal development, because if there is a more powerful path of personal development than being responsible for a small human being's well-being and raising them up to be an adult, I'm not sure what that is. Self-expression, it's important that we learn how to express ourselves in a way that helps us get what we need and helps our children to learn how to express themselves as well and to understand what we need from them. Self-esteem, so how to work with children's self-esteem, how to help your child to develop self-esteem and how to work on your own self-esteem in the process. Presence, how to be present with your child even when they're telling you everything they know about Pokemon in 10 minutes. How to stay present through that. Very important skill. Patience and the importance of patience. And I think that patience with ourselves is also very important. And this is talking about patience with children. But I think that also we need to be patient with ourselves and be forgiving of ourselves when we don't get things right every time. They're talking here about playful parenting and about how, it's important that we can play. We can play with our children and we can play for ourselves as well. And the importance of self-care, which of course a lot of parents tend to sacrifice in the interest of putting the children first. But self-care is really important and is actually a way of making sure that you are able to meet your children's needs. And then this page gives you an overview of the structure of the journal. So we've got clarity worksheets, which are we're going to look at them obviously in a little while, but they're the worksheets that are going to help you to decide what you want from your parenting and who you are and how you were parented yourself. The daily pages, which gives you space for your planning of your day and space for reflection of your day. There's weekly check-ins and planners and 90-day reviews, 90-day planners, and then there's a yearly review at the end. So there's lots of opportunity for planning, looking forward and looking back, reflecting, refining, and it's a constantly flowing journey that you're on. So that this journal is going to reflect that. And this quote here, this is a brilliant idea, and I think this comes from Dr. Shefali. These quotes might all come from Dr. Shefali, but I remember this from the book, that we parent from one of two places: how we were parented or how we wish we were parented. So if your own mother wasn't particularly emotionally affectionate, if she didn't give you lots of hugs or tell you she loves you lots, you might overcompensate for that, or you might do that a lot and in a way to make sure that you're not like that, or you might be the same as her. We're going to be in one of two places as parents. So here are the 8 daily steps that we want to be trying to reach to be a conscious parent. And I consciously didn't use the word should there because I don't like the word should. But these are good life skills and life practices to bring into your life, whatever the purpose. So we've got meditation, practicing stillness in the morning, spending just 5 or 10 minutes focusing on your breathing, just with your eyes closed, just being in the moment, just being there for yourself, just to connect to your inner self, to connect to your breath, to connect to your body. It's a really powerful way to start the day. And that is connected with mindfulness. If you can become mindful of your breath, then you can become mindful of a lot of things. And I'm a yoga teacher, as the rest of my channel will show. And so I find my mindfulness comes through my yoga practice and living according to yoga. Yoga practices, yoga concepts. And so in this journal, you're going to be encouraged to take a little bit of time to pay attention to your day, to pay attention to your emotions, to pay attention to how you're feeling at any given moment. Gratitude is a really powerful practice, and it's a really good one to share with your children as well. So try and bring that into your family activities as well as in the journal. Self-care, absolutely vital for your physical and mental well-being and for teaching your children the importance of self-care as well. We've got playful parenting here, and there's some really interesting ideas here about what playful parenting is. We've got intention settings. So what is it that you're hoping to achieve out of every given day? Set an intention. How do you want to be? How do you want to show up to your children? How do you want to show up in your life? What are your goals for the day? What are you hoping to get out of your life? Priorities, your parenting priorities. So, this is I think a very nice way of saying your to-do list. Looks to me like it might be a lovely way of saying to-do list. I like that, parenting priorities. It sounds much nicer than to-do list. I think that's what it's going to be. And then your evening reflections. So at the end of every day, look back at the day and evaluate it without judgment, without negativity, without thinking, oh God, I was a terrible mother today or anything like that. But look at it and think, how could I have done better? What did I do well? And what could I improve on tomorrow? So on these 2 pages, we've got, I think it's just the 2 pages, yeah. We've got some journaling questions and some questions for contemplation. So there are questions about health and body, about how can you look after your health better? How can you look after your emotional, personal and spiritual growth? Your intimate relationships, so if you have a partner, as your family relationships, social and fun, so how can you make sure that you're bringing fun into your family life, family and friends, work and career, because that your job isn't just mum or dad or whatever you call yourself, whatever your children call you. What else are you doing that is fulfilling you as a person? Looking at money and finances and how you're part of a community and how you fulfill your more philanthropic needs. And there's another quote here: as we parent from the present moment, we free us and our children from repeating patterns and finally create the life we imagine for ourselves and our family. Well, if there's ever a good reason to get present with your family, your children, and listen to them as they're talking about Pokemon, then there it is. That's a wonderful idea, isn't it? I love that. I think if this book can help me to do that, then this is worth having and worth the work it's going to take to fill it in. So now we've got the clarity worksheets. So the first one is reflections, and there's things like looking at how we were parented, what have been the hard things about parenting, looking at pregnancy, looking at how you were before your child was born, things that changed as a result of being a parent, how it felt to become a parent, what you think is successful parenting, just general reflections on parenting. And I think that if you just sit down and don't think too much about these questions, just write your answers, maybe write them in pencil if you don't want to spoil the book by crossing things out. Maybe write in pencil. But I think that if you just don't give these too much thought, don't let your inner critic and your inner editor come in, you're going to find out some really interesting things about yourself through these questions. So here you've got a chance to record some memories for your child and about your child, and I think that can be very beautiful. Funniest thing that has happened since becoming a parent, moments you enjoy most with your child, favorite memories at different ages. So this book could be, you could keep this, and if your child is very small now, you could keep it and keep filling it in over the years. So that's lovely, because that's going to be something that you can share with your child when they're older then. Wishes. So what do you want for your child? And this gives, here there's questions and there's space to answer those specific questions, but then there's this whole space here where you can just write out your visualization of your ideal dream. If you could give your child everything that you could give them, whether that's material things in terms of education, holidays, where would they live, where would you teach them, what would you teach them, what kind of person would you want them to see you as, what values would you want them to have, what are your deepest wishes for your child? And you can really play here. I love that there's this whole space here where you can really let your imagination go rip, and if you could be the parent you dream about being, what would you create? What life would you give to your child? And just write it all down there. It could be a very powerful free writing experience if you were to do that. And then here we've got about wisdom. So advice that you wish you could give to your child, that the advice that, if there's one key bit of advice that you've got for them, best advice you ever received, one piece of wisdom, if there was only one piece of wisdom you could give to them, what would it be? What values would you want to instill in them? How will you help them to tap into their own inner wisdom? I love that. And again, you've got a sheet here where you can just write down, you can draw, you can doodle, you can do whatever you want to do on these pages. These are your play pages. And here we've got a self-care goal planner, and I think this is the main purpose in an awful lot of ways of this planner, is to make sure that you're getting your self-care. Because I think if as parents you're taking care of your own self-care, then everything else is going to flow a lot easier in life. I know from a personal experience, if I get a good yoga practice in the morning and I have a little bit of time to enjoy peace and stillness in the morning before I have to start the school run is a lot easier, and everything flows a little bit better because I'm in that better place. Because I know as parents and as mothers in particular, we do create a lot of the energy in the house. And so if we're nice and calm and relaxed and feeling good in ourselves, and we feel like we've been taken care of, even though it's ourselves, we've done it, then that ripples out to the rest of the family, whether it's a family of one child or a whole family a house full of children and partners and whatever. It does matter. So your self-care is really important. Your self-care as a parent is really important. So here we've got, what is the goal? Why do you want it? Because it's really important to know why you want it. So, if your goal is to lose half a stone, why? Why do you want to lose half a stone? Is it because you can't get into that gorgeous pair of jeans you love so much? Is it because you're going on holiday in the summer and you want to be able to put your swimsuit on? Is it because you're worried about your health? Make sure that you really understand why you have these goals, because then when your willpower slips and you think, oh, I want that cake, I'm going to eat that cake, the hell with the diet, you can remind yourself why it is that you're doing it. Who do you need to be to achieve this goal? So it's all very well having a goal, but if it was something that you were already capable of doing, you'd already be doing it. So you need to change who you are in some way. So you might need to become a person who says no to cake. You might need to become a person who gets up half an hour earlier and does some exercise in the morning. You might need to become a person who, if you've got a social life goal, you might need to be a person who makes a point of going out and talking to somebody if you're not doing that at the moment. You need to change something in who you are being at the moment. So who do you need to be? And what is your plan? So this column here, you're going to make a specific plan. So, for example, I am currently, I'm going to say watching my weight, because if my mother sees this and knows I'm actually on a diet, she'll shout at me, but I want to lose a few pounds. So I want to do it because I'm 45 and I'm noticing my waist is expanding, and I am a little concerned about the health implications of that. So that's my goal, my why. Who do I need to be to achieve this? I need to be somebody that actually, doesn't notices the need to snack and doesn't respond to that need to snack whenever it arises, that recognizes those as cravings. And what is my specific plan? I'm using an app to keep a track of what I'm eating, and knowing that I'm going to log everything I'm eating is really making me think about what I'm eating. So that's my goal, my why, the change that needs to happen in me, and my specific plan. So I've done that top row already. So then you'd work through all of this, filling out all those. I mean, if you might not want to do all of this in one go, you might want to work on one goal at a time, but you're going to do whatever works best for you here. And then we've got a yearly planner here. The planner itself is undated, so you can start this anywhere. You don't have to, I mean, it's the middle of February now when I'm making this video. So you can start it anywhere, because obviously if you started in August, you can go around and then back to the start. So, and it's giving you, I like the fact that there's not much space. So you've got 4 main goals, and then there's one other line. So these are in weeks. So each week, 4 main things to think about. I mean, if you have a particular faith, you might just want to put in your faith holidays. You might want to use this for school term planning. You can use this however you like. But I like the fact that there's not loads of space to cram in lots there. It feels really spacious. And then the rest of the book is divided up into 90-day sections. So it's working on the basis. There's a lot of talk about 90-day planning now. That 90-day planning is actually more effective than yearly planning, because a 90-day plan feels a lot less daunting. You can get a lot done without it feeling like it's you're waiting for ages to get a result. And you can get a lot done in 90 days if you put your mind to it. So we've got 4 90-day planner sections, and you can see they are color-coded. So all of the red, that's the first 90-day section, and then we've got the purple, and then the yellow, and then the blue. So here we've got goals for the next 90 days, and we've got 4 goals. Now again, there's not lots of space here, and this is really good because it's so easy to kind of go into planning lots of things and thinking you're going to achieve lots of things, and writing long lists of actions that turn into terrifying to-do lists. So you've got your goal, you've got your project, your target date, your actions, why you want to achieve the goal, and how will we feel? How will you feel when you reach the goal? So this is really good. So the goal, if we look back here, looking back to your planner. Okay, so we've got your goals, which are this column. Your projects are these. So my goal is to lose half a stone. Project, health and body, increase fitness, increase health, whatever you want to call it, your target date. And then we've got 4 actions. So it could be, okay, so monitor food intake, exercise more, drink more water, get more sleep. Okay, and that's it. Then beyond, within that, then there's scope for more actions, obviously. Why we'd love to achieve this goal. I've got a beautiful pair of jeans upstairs that don't fit me comfortably anymore. So I want to put that. That's one reason. And then how will you feel when you've reached that goal? So you can, that's going to vary from person to person, from goal to goal, and there's not a lot of room there. So you might want to do a bit more journaling around these goals as well. But have a really good idea of how you're going to feel. And you don't need to do all 4 of these goals, obviously. If you've only got one major goal for your 90 days, then that's fine. Just go with your 90 days. And then we've got another lovely quote here. When we open up to the possibility that our relationship with our child can heal our inner child, the parenting journey becomes one of great depth, meaning, and healing. And that is just so true, because we can learn a lot about ourselves and heal some old scars through our parenting. And then we've got the daily pages. So we've got space for the day here, and they've all got different headings, which are based on keywords to think about how you're going to sort of be in your parenting. They rotate, so we've got play, we've got self-care, we've got patience, presence, attention, awareness, trust, communication, and then I think that they rotate after that. I think that there's just those. So they rotate and they're good. So you like today, how can you bring more play? How can you bring more self-care into your day? And they just give you a little prompt to think about keeping that value. You can write a little bit there. You've got some reminder space there. Today I would love, so if you could achieve one amazing thing today, what would it be? People that you're grateful for, top 3 priorities for your family, your intentions. So setting I am intentions. I am playful when I'm with my children. I am present when I'm with my children. I am calm when I'm with my children. I am kind and caring to myself. They would be, potentially intentions you could set. Whatever you say after the words I am creates a very powerful idea in your head. So that's really powerful. So that's your morning planner, and then there's the hour by hour planner as well, which you can use however you like. And then in the evening, there's these things I noticed about my child, what was great about today, and what did I learn from today. And throughout the book, the words slightly change, but they're basically the same questions every day with some variations in the emphasis, the language used. And then all the way through it, there's these little green affirmation points as well. So we have 6 full days, 6 in all the others. I think it's 6 in this one as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the last day, you have your planner page, your day planner there. But the last day is mostly you review. So you review your week. What went well this week? In what ways did I practice playful parenting? What activities made you present? How can you be more loving to your child? How do you value your child or children? And so forth. There's a little tick box to ask to check off if you've done the things that you plan to do. And then you're on to the next week, and there's your weekly family planner, your goals for the week, projects and appointments, target date actions, and target dates. So again, it's all undated. So if you started this on a Thursday, then you could start your week planner on the Thursday and just work through it that way. You can make this work how you like it. There is structure to it, and this is what I like about it. There's structure to it, but you can also make it yours. So you see these pages, they just carry on through this. Then you come to the end of your 90 days. And at the end of your 90 days, there's another 90-day review. And so here you're encouraged, so you do your 90-day review, look at what you need to plan out for your next quarter. How do you need to adjust the way that you're being? How do you need to adjust your mindset, your intentions, and your focus? And also notice how things are changing for the better, how things are changing in yourself, how things are changing in the way that you are as a parent, the way that you feel about yourself, and using that change, those changes that you're noticing to move forward into the next 90 days. So we've got 4 lots of 90 days, which is almost a year. It's a few days short of a year, but it's almost a year. And then once you get to the end of your 90 days, and each new year also has another one of these lovely quotes. So we've got one on self-care, we've got one on being present, and one about parenting as a general thing. And then at the end, we've got the yearly review, where we've got a couple of pages of questions to review and some free space to write. And here's a little bit about the author, Lindell Palmer Clark. It's about why she wrote the book. And I love that there's references. I love that there's references here. So there are references to poverty and brain development during childhood, a book about cognitive psychology and neuroscience. There's Shafali Sabari's book, The Conscious Parent, a book about playful parenting, and Misadventures of a Parenting Yogi, which I think I would like to read at some point. And that's the end of that book. And there's this beautiful, I'm going to remember the style of fabric printing that is once I finish making this video. But this is the Daily Greatness Conscious Parenting Parents Journal, a practical guide for raising conscious kids and creating a happy home. I'm going to be using this book. I'm going to start filling in the beginning stuff at the start over the next couple of days, and I'm going to start using it from next week. So I will be recording a video in a few weeks' time to share my progress and how I'm finding it, how I'm using it, how it's helping me or otherwise, and I will also be sharing that. If you want to get your own copy of the book, there's a link in the description of this video, and if you use that link you will get a 5% discount. I'll also get a little bit in cashback for referring you. You'll get the 5% discount, so we're all winners. And if you do get the book and you use it and you get some advantage, some benefit from it, I would love to hear about it. I would love to hear your comments, love to know what you think about the book. And maybe we can share our conscious parenting experiences and chat. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope that it's been really helpful to you. And I will be reviewing the yoga journal in my next video and sharing that one with you as well. So do look out for that one. And in the meantime, have a lovely rest of your day and happy parenting. Bye.